I'm leaving him, but I have to pretend everything is normal. My boyfriend and I have been together since 2022. The night after our first date he got angry because his TV froze and threw the remote, slammed his bedroom door, shut off the lights, and told me he was going to bed so I should too. I should have left then, but I didn't. He's continued having outbursts like this when angry or frustrated for the past 2 years. He would calm down and apologize, and tell me he would do better and I didn't deserve that, and I would tell him it's okay. Summer of 2023 he quit his job, and shortly after we found out I was pregnant. I work as a waitress, so we were forced to move in with his family. He told me it would be temporary, but didn't even start looking for or get a new job until that winter. The entire time he expected me to have saved up all the money we needed to move, while also getting ready for our baby. We were finally kicked out of his parents' home due to his mood swings, which caused them to fight frequently. Our baby got here in spring of 2024, and 2 weeks later he quit his job, again. I have now been expected to pay all the bills, while also walking on eggshells to avoid his anger. The outbursts have ramped up since the arrival of my son, and he has been throwing things when angry, which usually results in my things getting broken. Last week he threw an insulated water bottle that almost hit the swing my son has just been taken out of. I've hit my limit. He will not change. It's been 3 months and he will not find a job. I'm tired of being scared in my own home. I'm tired of not being able to leave the house without him. I'm waiting until he has a job so I can leave while he's at work. I'm moving back to my hometown and getting a job there. I'm breaking my lease on the grounds of domestic violence. Until then I have to act like everything is normal, while I gather resources and evidence. It is so hard to pretend. And it is so hard to leave. I feel guilty, because I know he can tell I'm at a breaking point. He's selling his car that does not run, for scrap so we can find a way to pay bills this month. He'll be stuck without a vehicle when I leave. I'm trying not to let that keep me here. I have to think about my baby and his safety. I have to keep it together until I can get out. Update. I'm not exactly sure how updating posts on Reddit usually works, so forgive me if this is weird/not the norm. In the past 3 days, I have been able to inform everyone who needs to know of my plans. This includes my job and my leasing office. Because I'm moving back to my hometown I'm having to find work there, but thankfully my managers are very understanding and supportive of what's going on. They first and foremost want me to be safe. My leasing office is helping me find a way to discreetly remove myself from the lease so I can get out. I have begun recording everything either on my phone or in writing. My mom is helping me with plans to get an attorney for custody. My dad and stepsister are helping me slowly move things out of my current apartment, as my stepsister live in the same town I do and can take things from me and bring them to my dad to store until I leave. I've started applying for jobs in my hometown as well as housing. I saw the comments warning me not to wait until he has a job, and you're right, but I do plan on waiting until I have a job to secure a future for my baby and myself. Thank you to everyone for the well wishes. Miraculously since I've decided to leave he's decided to act like the model father/boyfriend, but it's only been 4 days and I can tell that's waning. I will keep you all updated as things progress. Wish me luck. Update 2. The update you've all been waiting for. I am gone. Yesterday morning, a lot happened. He called his 5-year-old a dumb. I told him mom as soon as I could, and she has him now. And I had to take my baby to the ER because his dad got him sick and it's turned into pneumonia. While at the hospital I was stressed and admittedly was a bit snippy with him, but the way he responded by saying, "Well fine, I just won't talk to you today. I'm done," set something off in my head. I was done. This was my last straw. I needed to get out. That day. So I messaged my family. I had a small, 20-minute window of time where he was leaving the house, and I was going to take it. All day I was patient. I slowly got our things together, covertly putting all mine and the baby's most worn clothes in a laundry basket under the guise of doing laundry later. And as soon as he was gone, I was out the door. I left a note explaining why I left, and laying out my plans for custody and getting the rest of my things. He tried to get a hold of me the whole hour drive to my family's. I did not answer, and probably will not for a while. I am safe. My baby is safe. Things are going to be okay. Update 3. Please go read my first post where I explain why I am leaving. He is violent. He has taken doors out of their frames while angry, punched holes in the walls. He regularly throws things across rooms without looking where they are headed. He almost hurt my 3-month-old baby doing this. This is not the only post I've made. And you'd like to know what was said? We were talking about how my baby needed antibiotics and the conversation went like this, him, and we don't even know how much it'll be, me, because he doesn't have insurance, I know. This is obviously an update. It says so in the title. I feel like perhaps you missed it, and that's why you gave such a rude response. You had no idea that I've posted before about how this man has been violent, about how he verbally, financially, and emotionally abused me. You seemed very quick to anger and judge in this response. I hope this can be a teaching moment for you. All the facts that I am willing to share, with strangers on the internet, have been laid out. Maybe some context is missing. Maybe small details have been changed to protect my identity. But that does not give you the right to ignore the fact that this is not a first, not a second, but a third post in a series of posts. I just had to do one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, and you feel it is an appropriate time to accuse me of kidnapping my own child, who I have custody of to begin with as his unmarried mother. And my baby isn't sick with pneumonia because of another child, he's sick because his father was sick and wouldn't listen when I told him to leave him alone for a little while until he was better. So now my 3-month-old has fluid on his lungs. I'm sorry if I seem rude or upset in this response, I am just confused by the lack of reading comprehension. Next story. Am I the butthole for skipping our twins' high school graduation for the birth of our older daughter's baby? My husband, 48M, and I, 47F, have 3 wonderful children, twins, 18M and 18F, and an older daughter, 25F. Recently, we were faced with an incredibly difficult situation and now our twins are very upset with us. We are genuinely torn and wondering if we made the wrong decision. Our older daughter was due to give birth around the same time as the twins' high school graduation. As fate would have it, she went into labor on the exact day of the graduation ceremony. This was our first grandchild, and our daughter was understandably anxious and wanted us by her side. We made the tough call to be there for her, thinking that we could make it up to the twins later. We did inform the twins about the situation, hoping they would understand, but they were clearly disappointed. Since then, they've been giving us the silent treatment and have been ignoring us completely. They've been going out together, buying food for themselves, and even celebrating their graduation without us. It's heartbreaking to see them so hurt and distant. They aren't speaking to their sister either, which makes the situation even more painful. Our son bluntly told us that he values us and his sister more than a baby who has its whole life ahead, while the graduation is a once-in-a-lifetime event. He also warned us not to try talking to his sister, saying she wouldn't bother giving trash parents the satisfaction of a response. I've noticed that my husband is deeply affected by this. He tries to stay strong, but I can see the pain in his eyes every time the twins ignore him or make hurtful comments. He suggested we spend the entire week spoiling them with gifts and special outings to make it up to them. We thought maybe we could do something special to show them how much we care and to celebrate their achievements in a different way. Unfortunately, this idea didn't seem to bridge the gap either. We're genuinely at a loss and filled with regret. We thought they would understand the importance of both events and that we could celebrate their graduation later in a special way. But seeing their reaction, we can't help but wonder if we made a grave mistake. So, am I the butthole for skipping our twins' high school graduation for the birth of our grandchild? We are deeply saddened by the rift this has caused in our family and are desperately seeking advice on how to mend it. Update. First of all, thank you to everyone who read and responded to my original post. It blew up far more than I expected, and I appreciate all the honest feedback. I want to start by saying that my husband and I love all our children equally and never intended to hurt our twins. Lost sight of how important the twins' graduation was. We made a rash decision, and it was a terrible mistake. To address a common question from the comments, the reason we were in such a hurry to get to our daughter's labor is that when I was pregnant with the twins, I had a miscarriage scare. The fear and anxiety from that experience still haunt me, And when our older daughter went into labor, those emotions came rushing back. We were terrified something might go wrong, and we felt an overwhelming need to be with her. After reading the comments on my original post, I showed my husband what I had written and the responses we received. He was deeply affected by the feedback and agreed that we needed to apologize sincerely. We decided to have a family meeting. It was one of the hardest conversations we've ever had, but it was necessary. We apologized to our twins, expressing our deep regret for missing their graduation and for the pain we caused them. My husband, with tears in his eyes, admitted that we made the wrong choice and asked for their forgiveness. I followed, echoing his sentiments and apologizing for not being there for them during such an important milestone. The twins were understandably still upset, but they listened. Our son spoke up, saying that while it will take time to heal, he appreciated our apology. Our daughter expressed how much it hurt to feel like they were second place but said she was willing to work towards rebuilding our relationship. They both ultimately accepted our apologies. We are planning a special celebration just for them, inviting their friends and other family members who supported them. It wasn't a replacement for the graduation we missed, but it was a step towards showing them how much we care. This experience has taught us a valuable lesson about priorities and communication. We are deeply sorry for the pain we've caused, and we hope that with time and effort, our family can heal and grow stronger from this. I'm sorry hurting my two precious babies, and thank you Reddit for being brutally honest. Next story. Am I the butthole for telling my husband's girl best friend she can't host my baby shower? I, 22F, and my husband, 23M, got married young. I was 18, he was 19. Both of us knew we always wanted to get married and start a family young. I started college 2 years ago, and he just graduated with a Bachelor of Biomedical Science. My husband has a girl best friend, 23F, who I'll call Sam, who he met in college. Both of them grew up Baptist, and while he's left the church, they had a very similar childhood and bonded quite quickly. Despite what you may be thinking, her and I got along really well. She and I liked the same music and we were both studying in relatively the same fields, so she became a friend of mine as well. Since I found out I was pregnant though, some issues have started to arise. We announced our pregnancy on social media after we told our parents. Sam texted my husband a congrats text and then told him to pass on her well wishes to me. She's been texting him non-stop with baby advice and what she likes to call advice for mama, which includes sometimes relatively targeted jabs at what I should eat. Honestly, I kept brushing the texts off, but it got a point where the conversations were less about the baby and more about me, which I was getting increasingly uncomfortable with because she wasn't texting me, she was texting my husband. My husband acknowledged this and has just started to show them to me and ask what I want him to do. I just told him to ignore them. When I announced I was having a baby shower and sent out the invites, I received a text from Sam. She said something along the lines of wanting to host my baby shower and set it up. I told her politely that my mom was planning on hosting it with the help of my sister and that it was a special moment for them and I wouldn't want to take that away. Well, Sam ignored that message, because the next day, she came over and insisted we start working out arrangements for the venue. I told her once again, my mom and sister were hosting it and she told me that she should take her advice and let her plan it because she'd ensure that the baby shower would be better if she planned it, particularly because she'd be working on the menu. Whether it was pregnancy hormones or just bottled up rage, I told her that the jabs she'd been making at me behind my back about my diet during this pregnancy to my husband are really annoying. At that, no, she cannot host this shower, and from now on her unsolicited advice was not appreciated, especially if she can't say it to my face. That night my husband's phone blew up with messages from Sam saying that he had no right to show her those messages and they were just supposed to just be health tips because Sam was studying nutritional science and only wanted to help her best friend and ensure a happy baby and life. I know she had somewhat good intentions and she's been a good friend to my husband and to me, so am I the butthole? Additional information. Sorry, I have to post this here due to character limits. Hi everyone, OP here, just wanted to give some more context and info and answer a lot of your burning questions. Also thank you for all the well wishes, our baby girl is healthy and happy from what I've heard from our OBGYN. Okay, here goes. Sam is in a short-term relationship. They've been dating for about 2 months and he's nice. I haven't talked to him much, but from what I have gathered he treats her well. 2. I was severely underweight for most of high school. My mom was always very thin and so was I, But in high school I suffered from an ED for a while and lost a lot of weight very quickly. For the past 3 years I've been working with a therapist and food specialist to maintain a good diet, and that has not changed since pregnancy. My OBGYN is happy with my health and the health of the baby. Sam does not know this, only my close family, friends, and husband do. I don't share that info with many people because I don't find it necessary to. 3. Sam met my husband first before I met her. Husband and I had been dating for 3 years by then. We started dating in high school. She has never expressed interest in my husband, that I know of. 4. It was not his choice to ignore the messages, but mine. Pregnancy has given me a lot of unnecessary stress and I didn't want to add to that by causing more drama with people, so if it was his way he would have shut her down. I told him not to because Sam has always been a passionate person and I didn't think much about the messages when they first started. That has since changed. 5. What I found most weird about the situation was that I was apparently not allowed to see those messages, yet they were about me and how I was eating. Some of them were sort of snarky. The worst one I saw was along the lines of criticizing me for wanting McDonald's at 3 in the morning when apparently, a Big Mac, a large fries and a large vanilla thick shake is not healthy for the baby. I did cry a little bit after reading that, and my husband did send a text message saying that I was allowed to crave stuff during my pregnancy, which she ignored. 6. Husband and I are probably going to go low contact with her for a bit. Also, he rarely hangs out with her anymore, and if he does, he invites me, but I don't always go because I'm tired. 7. Edit, it was my choice to go low contact, not my husband's. Please stop criticizing him for this decision as it wasn't his. I'm aware this post has now become a place where many people are insinuating that Sam and my husband may have something going on. I assure you, they do not. My reasoning for going low contact and not no contact are my own, and it is what I am comfortable with at this moment. Thank you. Update. Hi everyone, first I just want to thank you for all your support, truly it means the world. Okay, so hubby and I phoned Sam today and talked to her about the issues we were having with how she was acting. I explained that I was very uncomfortable with the fact that she had been texting my husband, not me, about my pregnancy and eating habits, and that when she assumed she would be granted secrecy and she wasn't, she got mad. Sam explained that in the moment it seemed like a good idea not to text me directly in case she overstepped and made me mad, so she was hoping that if she explained things to my husband he would be able to relay that info to me casually. She assured she just wanted to help protect and nurture the baby, and to that I said that this isn't her baby. I am perfectly capable of making sure the baby is healthy. She apologized and explained that truly she only thought she was doing something good. Husband and I explained we are just going to distance ourselves a bit because this situation has only made me uncomfortable, but husband also said that he needs to focus on his wife right now and Sam needs to take a back seat. I don't think she was overly happy with this, but she said okay. She asked if she was still invited to the baby shower and hubby said it may be best that she skips it, but I explained if she wants to, her invitation is still valid and she is still welcome. Sam did text me after the phone call asking if we can meet for coffee, so I'm seeing her tomorrow. I'll update you guys on how that goes. Honestly, I think she was just misguided. She's not a bad person at heart. Thanks. Update 2. This will probably be the last update I do unless something else happens, but safe to say after today, Sam is out of our lives. Essentially, I did go see Sam, and she was not alone. In fact, she brought her cousin who is, pause for effect, a therapist. About 5 minutes into Sam's opening monologue I left. She explained that after hubby and I told her we wanted low contact, she realized that clearly the stress of expecting a baby had caused me to act irrationally and she wanted me to have someone to speak to. She even tried to dress it up by saying that yay, I didn't have to pay for this. Yippee. Anyway, I left. Hubby sent her a message saying we need distance and not to contact us for a while. Edit. This does not mean we are going low contact, we are going no contact. As I stated, she is out of our lives. Sam's a bit irrational right now and we just want to minimize fallout, hence telling her, for a while. Not to psychoanalyze, but honestly I think Sam needs help. Clearly she cares, but it's too much. And honestly it's insulting how little she thinks I can look after myself and my baby. Her overbearing personality has its limits and honestly I can't take it. Anyways, thank you for all your support. If there's another update I'll post here. For now, bye. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share and subscribe the channel James Stories.